and the omnibus. So I was forced into the Archers when I was a child. And look, it's come back to bite me later on. I'm awash with this stuff.
The Archers is the world's longest-running radio show, with more than 15,000 episodes broadcast. Despite being a rural flavor show, The Archers is recorded in the heart of...
Have you ever noticed how those huge life changes, like expecting a baby or maybe losing your job, how they suddenly seem to boil down to these tiny dramas about control?
Oh, absolutely. Like suddenly how fast someone drives or how clean the kitchen sink is becomes this massive deal.
Exactly. It's like that's the only place people feel they can actually manage all the big, scary stuff happening around them.
That's right. And what's really interesting in our source material today is how often that psychological battle is actually turned inwards. The arguments about logistics, they're just symptoms, really.
Okay. So what are we diving into today?
We've got a collection of conversational bits from an audio drama. It focuses on family life, so it gives us this really close-up look at intense domestic pressure. We're basically tracking two things happening at once.
Right. On one side, there's all the stress around a baby coming very soon and this big family trip that's planned.
And on the other side, we're seeing the kind of sharp end of unemployment, the insecurity, the financial strain right up close.
So our mission for this deep dive
is to really dig into how these families cope. We want to pull out those fascinating little nuggets about how things like, say, detailed schedules or even really intense housework become these mechanisms for dealing with uncertainty and, well, chaos.
Okay, let's start with those control mechanisms then. It sounds like things kick off pretty quickly with preparing for Phoebe's arrival.
Yeah, straight away. We see Kate acting as the main planner. She's trying really hard to create what she calls a super calm and relaxing environment for her daughter Phoebe, who's heavily pregnant.
And this isn't just like fluffing pillows, is it?
Oh no, it's intense. There's a strict schedule, morning pregnancy yoga, gentle walks in the afternoon, even a seated massage booked for the evening.
Wow. That level of detail feels, well, it feels less about genuine relaxation and maybe more about Kate needing to feel in control of something huge and uncontrollable, like the birth, and maybe her own shift to being a grandmother.
I think that's spot on. She calls it a special time before they all step into these new roles, almost like she's trying to freeze this moment through sheer organization.
But this super organized approach causes friction, right? With Yakob.
Immediately, yeah. He feels this uptight vibe from it all. He's actually worried Kate is going to overwhelm her, Phoebe.
Is he just not getting the significance, or is Kate maybe using the specialness to kind of paper over her own anxieties about her role changing?
That's the question, isn't it? It feels like Yakob's pushback isn't really about the yoga itself. It's more about resisting Kate's, tight grip on the whole emotional atmosphere.
And this emotional tension is about to meet some serious, real-world stress, because the logistics sound pretty nightmarish. Phoebe visits from Scotland, but then the whole family has to turn around and drive back to Scotland almost immediately.
Yeah, the timing is, let's just say, not ideal. This back and forth is already causing problems, and Yakob is clearly not thrilled. He's the one driving the people carrier.
The people carrier, which he calls...
precious cargo. That's the term he uses.
Okay, so precious cargo means he's driving carefully.
Oh, more than carefully. It dictates another layer of intense control. He insists he has to be a very steady driver, says he's absolutely not taking any risks.
And the journey time.
He warns them. 8 hours and 55 minutes on paper, but he says it'll really be that and the rest, implying, snail's pace.
So he's controlling the speed, the safety, taking charge where he can.
Exactly. But that hypervigilance, it immediately causes issues. Lillian, who's also going, starts complaining a lot.
What's her issue? Too slow?
Yep. She wishes they had Justin driving, says his style is nippier, or she even suggests they just take a wee flight.
So Yakob's focused on avoiding danger. Lillian's focused on avoiding boredom. Typical family trip tension.
Pretty much. And then, just to make things perfect, the impractical cargo arrives.
Ah, yes, the crib.
The crib. Phoebe's dad bought this huge rocking crib online, but had it delivered to Ambridge, not Scotland.
Oh, no.
So now they have to somehow wedge this massive thing into the already full people carrier for the long drive back north.
That's just peak stress, isn't it?
It really is. And it's fascinating how this object, this crib, becomes the focus for all their stress. They can't really yell about the pregnancy or the birth itself, but they can complain about a badly timed, oversized piece of furniture.
It's a safe target. Does Lillian try to use it to her advantage?
She does. She tries to argue that if the car's going to be that cramped, maybe she and Justin should just fly after all, get out of the slow, crowded car.
Makes sense from her point of view.
But Kate shuts it down. Instantly. No discussion.
Why? What's Kate's logic there?
It seems to be about kind of fairness. Almost like, I'm stressed, Phoebe has to endure this ride, so you have to endure it too, Lillian. The rules of this special time apply equally. Comfort doesn't matter.
So Kate keeps control, keeps everyone together, but maybe makes everyone miserable in the process.
That seems to be the dynamic. Containing the anxiety, but at the cost of everyone's actual ease.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit. From that kind of logistical control to economic control, or maybe the lack of it. That seems to be the thread connecting things here, this search for certainty. We need to talk about George.
Yes, George. He's facing that really tough reality. No money and no job.
Introducing the Archer's mug, where elegance meets everyday comfort. Crafted from premium white ceramic, designed with vibrant peekaboo colors inside, simple, modern, and stylish. Start your day the Archer's way, with warmth, familiarity, and the comfort of voices you've come to love. As the stories unfold on the Archers, let this mug become part of your daily ritual, a small reminder of life in Ambridge. Practical for every home, dishwasher and microwave safe. Available in 2 sizes, 11 ounces and 15 ounces, designed to fit your lifestyle. Enjoy your favorite drink in a mug that connects you to Britain's most beloved countryside story, The Archers. For more information and to order your very own The Archers mug, follow the link below and make it part of your daily routine.
And his first response, his coping mechanism, it isn't hitting the job sites immediately.
What does he do instead?
He throws himself into housework. Intense housework. Cleaned the entire house, he says. Cooked spicy chicken from an old cookbook, a Jimmy Oliver one, apparently.
Okay, trying to contribute.
And this is the detail that really stood out to me. He used baking soda to make the sink absolutely sparkling.
The sparkling sink. Why focus on that, do you think? Why pour energy into something so specific and, well, domestic?
Well, think about it. Cleaning gives him something concrete, doesn't it? Immediate results. Visible proof of effort. The sink sparkles success.
Whereas the job hunt
is just uncertainty, rejection, feeling, as he puts it, useless. He even says he's doing the cleaning because there's not much else I can do at the moment. It's his way of trying to create value when the outside world isn't giving him any validation.
But it seems like that value needs to be seen, right? He needs Amber to notice.
Oh, desperately. He gets really down when she seems quiet about it or not that bothered by all his hard work.
He takes that personally.
Completely.
Yeah.
He immediately jumps to, I'm not living up to her expectations, or worries that she's used to better. It's heartbreaking, really.
Is Amber actually disappointed, though? Or is George just projecting his own fears onto her? Fears about not being the provider?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? He's definitely projecting his deep insecurity that because he's not earning, he's somehow failing her.
And the job search itself sounds brutal.
Yeah, he talks about being turned away again and again. It reinforces that feeling of being no good.
And leads to that awful feeling of sponging off his fiancée.
Which must be incredibly difficult for him to handle. It's almost like his identity is dissolving.
So what's his plan? How does he see a way out?
His plan is strategic, actually, and geographical. He decides he needs to look for work outside of Ambridge.
A fresh start.
Exactly. Get away from the history, maybe find somewhere people will give him good references. Just give me a chance, as he says. He hopes that putting physical distance between himself and his past failures might work.
And the ultimate goal?
Is all about Amber. Provide for her, treat her, get their own place, rebuild himself as someone who can take care of her.
So everything, even where he looks for a job, is tied to restoring that provider identity. Which brings us to a key moment, doesn't it? His dad, Will, steps in.
Yes, this is crucial. Will offers George £500. It's a loan from his own savings.
Which is a significant amount, a real lifeline.
It is, but listen to Will's advice. He specifically tells George to use it to treat Amber and, get himself sorted over the next few months.
So it's practical help, but with an emotional instruction attached.
Precisely. And the effect on George is huge. He's obviously grateful for the cash, but what really hits him is the affirmation.
What does he say?
He says that hearing his dad say he believes George will get a job means a lot. That vote of confidence from his father seems to cut through all the self-doubt, that no good feeling he's been wrestling with.
It's the belief more than the money itself.
Absolutely. But then look how George immediately frames what he'll do with the money. He says explicitly, he can use this money to prove myself to Amber.
Wow. So the 500 pounds isn't just for bills or job searching.
No. For George, it's become a tool, a way to repair his self-image in Amber's eyes, to demonstrate his worth, his capability, and now that he has some cash again, he seems terrified he's losing her because he can't provide financially.
And we should probably just quickly mention, there's this wider backdrop of financial worry too, right? Something about Lillian's dad and the farm.
Yes, that's a really important piece of context, even though it's brief. There's this underlying anxiety that if the family farm goes down the pan, then the spiritual home will too.
So George's personal crisis with the 500 pounds is happening while the whole family foundation feels potentially unstable.
Exactly. It just highlights how these individual money worries are often connected to bigger fears about the entire family's security and legacy. It's rarely just about one person's bank account.
But George's focus seems very narrow, very immediate.
Utterly. His final thought we hear is about using that money to show her how much I really love her.
He directly equates having money to spend on her with expressing love.
It's a straight line for him. Financial ability, proof of love and worth.
Which loops us back neatly to where we started, doesn't it? This whole theme of control.
It really does. You've got Kate trying to control the future with schedules, Yakob trying to control risk with super slow driving,
and George trying to control his sense of self-worth, first through obsessive cleaning, and now through having this money.
Right. But the irony is, life keeps throwing curveballs, doesn't it? The huge, awkward crib, the tough job market, these external things constantly undermine their attempts at control.
They're fighting chaos with checklists and elbow grease.
And George's situation is perhaps the most revealing about self-worth, I think. He's putting in real effort, cleaning, cooking, that's genuine domestic contribution, valuable labor.
But it doesn't feel like enough to him.
Not at all. His internal measure says that real value, real love, can only be shown when he has money to treat Amber. That loan isn't relief for him. It's almost like a prop for a performance of being capable.
Like he doesn't trust that just being there, just caring for her, is sufficient without the financial backing.
That seems to be the heavy weight he's carrying. And if you zoom out, George's struggle really makes you think about those wider societal pressures, doesn't it? The ones that tie our basic identity, our purpose, so tightly to having a job and an income.
It makes us feeling useless despite all the housework seem almost inevitable, given that pressure.
It does. It forces us to ask, what message are we sending when all that genuine effort at home still feels worthless compared to having a bit of cash in your pocket?
So, maybe something for you listening to think about after this deep dive. Consider those invisible expectations. When someone you know is financially, in limbo, are we, maybe without realizing it, pushing them to find their value only in their bank balance, not in who they are or what they do outside of paid work?
Yeah. Is that need to prove love through spending actually a reflection of a deeper social pressure? Maybe even more powerful than the simple desire to be helpful or present? It's definitely something to chew on.
So, what are you doing now?
Just getting ready for the next episode. Just
And,
moving mics around.
So, what do you do?
I do the spot effects on the arches. Any
Are you what we
movements
call Foley then?
and- kind of. Yep. That's,
Okay. And these are all part of the paraphernalia of production.
yep. That's the bull bar. That's,
This one.
yep. That's.
Haley so wanted to be in their own place when their baby came. It's due in 2 months. Not much chance of that now. No. I mean, it would have been a stretch for them financially, mind, but I just wish there was something practical I could do to help them, Caroline.
I think The Archers has had this immense popularity over the years, basically because it has always very accurately reflected the reality of life and living in a rural community, at whatever